Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Into the Night with Shawn Kelly. Let me go put my hat on. You know, I feel naked without my hat.
I do too, man. I gotta have it.
But I want to welcome you to the show tonight, Into the Night with Shawn Kelly. And tonight, you know, God bless this guy. He's a great brother. I mean, really great because he was on before and he went and did an investigation at the haunted forest down in San Antonio, Texas. And he shared his experience for the first time. Well, he first time he went down there, and now he just got done investigating the forest again. So I'm looking forward to and listening to what he has to say. I mean, this was a last minute thing, but like I said, he's a good brother for doing it. And I also want to talk about, if we have some time, all the BS bullshit going on with the paranormal TV shows, you know, and that's where our other Matt Barron, you know what, he has a group called, what is it, P3?
P3 family. The
P3
the
Family, and it's
the
about paranormal unity. So if we get time later on tonight about it, and then we'll chat about it some more. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my brother, Anthony, the Wraith Prince Sabelos. Welcome, Anthony.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone being on here.
So, so tell us about. I'm really looking forward to hearing about that investigation that you just recently had at the forest. What happened? Anything interesting?
Oh yeah, I'll try to get it pretty quick because I know you don't go as long as I do. Your show don't go 5 hours.
That's it.
um, yeah, it was awesome. And of course, a lot of people have been following that story since I started to open up about it not too long ago, and uh, that's been a 2 year investigation, and we've been there 6 times within those 2 years. This was our seventh time. Actually, we did it twice, so we did it 8 times now. But
Mhm.
I'll just a little recap on the beginning of it, which I know the kind of people you bring on your show, so I think I'm in the right podcast. The
Right.
first time we went 2 years ago, we weren't even planning to go on an investigation or anything. My son is an artist, so we just had finished doing a show for him, and then we decided just to go somewhere and just to kill some time. Well, I googled some haunted places, and that forest has a bridge and it has an urban legend tied to it. So we went there, but as soon as we got there, I knew this was something else. You know, all we had was one little camera. Like I said, we weren't planning to do any kind of investigation thing like that. And we got there. We didn't go. We passed the bridge and where the urban legend is. And I was just drawn to it to go into the forest. And as we went in there with some other people that met us there, they were just having to be, there because it's a kind of a hot spot. And but like I said before, we ended up going deeper into the forest, and I know from experience that we crossed into another dimension,
Okay.
and we crossed over. We could see, things change. There was things that looked like fireflies, but they were like red, white, red, green, yellow, blue, and uh, there were, which I would be told now that they were fairies.
Okay.
Um,
I believe in fairies, brother.
Right, and they would follow you. They would kind of get you to go deeper into the forest. We did. One of the people that was with us was making fun of everything that was going on in there, and they ended up the young man and his nephew. They ended up getting. I don't know what happened to them. Something took them over where they just froze on the ground. They were laughing and making jokes, and next thing you know, they're just frozen. And his wife started to get really hysterical because she could feel things around us, which I did because I can pick up on a lot of that. Uh, and so we when we came back though, like I said before, on another podcast. When we went in, we crossed the forest, the bridge. The water was flowing from right to left,
Okay.
and then when we came back out, we didn't notice it then. But when we came back home, we felt that we weren't the same anymore. Something
Like
changed.
how? Like what
Like
happened?
for instance, everything looked bigger in a way. Dessa is a small town, and it just looked a lot more calmer and bigger. And we started noticing. My son started noticing. We both noticing the same things, but without saying anything to each other until we did start talking about it.
Okay.
And uh, things were just off. It's kind of like in a movie where you come in, you left one way and you came back to something else. It kind of looks the same, like another parallel world mirrored to this one.
Hmm.
But there were some things that just weren't right. Like things were there that they weren't there before. Like say a building or something was there. I mean, we were only gone for 2 days at that time, so nothing could have popped up that quick. In the house, it was kind of like it just felt different. Like this is not the way it was. Even my wife said, there's something different about you. There's something changed. Uh, I'll just give a quick shout out there to Bert and Amanda. What's up, Bert? He's from Paranormal Lockdown. Sorry,
Oh, hey, Bart. Welcome to
RGB,
the show.
RGB
Amanda, thank
Paranormal
you.
Lockdown.
Thank you, guys, ladies and gents. Thank you for being on.
He's a good guy, man. He's from down south, and um, so yeah, it was just different. Like there was two parallels mirrored together, but we were on this one, but now we're on this one, and it went on for a little while like that, just not trying to figure out what happened. But we knew something happened to us. We weren't the same either. Or my abilities got heightened. Like whatever your abilities are, when you go in there, they're going to be challenged. Either you're going to come out of there running, like a lot of people do, or you're not going to come out of there, or you're going to come out of there even stronger. Your knowledge is going to change. You're going to be able to understand a lot of things that you didn't understand before, and your abilities are going to be heightened big time. So one of those things
Hmm.
is going to happen to you. So when we went back the second time, it was about maybe 2 or 3 months after that. We went back. I noticed there was something different as soon as we got to the bridge. Now the river was flowing from right to left. I
Really?
mean, it was flowing from left to right the first time. When we went back, and now it was flowing from left to right. It was flowing the opposite way.
Oh, wow.
So that means that when we went in and we came out, then everything did change because there's no way that could have. How could that have happened?
Uh,
Rivers don't change directions.
no, they don't. But is there like a big? Is there an ocean around there? Is there like a big lake to where the tide could have shifted somewhere?
It's the San Antonio River.
Okay.
So the only lake would be the Gulf of Mexico. And that's
Sebastian, thank you. Excuse me. Sebastian says, "Great show, Sean and Anthony. Thank you."
yeah. Thank you,
And
Sebastian.
Amanda, thank you for the nice compliment. She says, "Oh yeah, Sean's definitely awesome. He did an investigation thing at my place at one point." Yes, I do remember that. Thank you, Amanda, for the kind words. Go ahead, bud.
Right. Okay. And then so after every time that we went back, we uh, we try to find that one place where we crossed, but it kept changing. Even that night that we were coming out the first time, we got lost because um, everything changed. Like the forest changed, and
Like
it
how?
like we didn't know to go. There was a road that appeared because it's just a pass. It's about a 7 foot pass. It's a bike trail, cement bike trail that goes through there, and then it splits. And then when we came back, we didn't hadn't come out all the way, but we came out of the which I call an entrance. When we crossed, after we crossed back, there was another road that appeared, and we ended up getting lost. And we didn't understand how we could get lost in there because there's no way. You just come out, make a left and a right, and then go straight, and there's the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it started for us at the very beginning
Okay.
that something was different because how could this change? Of course, after we came back and then we started to feel that way, that we didn't feel the same, and what I said a while ago. And then well, every time that we've gone back there, we try to find that one place that we went into when we crossed over, and we never could find it. It wasn't until the fifth time that that I found it on satellite, and I was able to get into the forest through satellite, that I actually found it. And then we went back specific for that reason to go back in,
Right.
because my son was having a lot of problems with it. I started to understand it on how you need to jump, because the time that we come back into only lasts so long and it starts to collapse. The time starts to collapse, and if you don't jump when it starts to pull you, then you'll get stuck in this reality, and it collapses, and your life would just be miserable. I mean, you could ask him about that, but we did, and he went in. I told him, if you want to, you can go in the way we came out, so you should be able to go back to where you were at. But I'm going to go further, so I'm going to go back in the way we went in. And even at that, when we started to find symbols on the trees with the circles going around like a spiral,
Right.
which at the time I didn't understand that it meant an entrance.
Okay.
So to me, it was kind of like, you say coincidence, but that's the only word I can think of. Is that you got a tree where the entrance is at, and the tree has an entrance sign in it. It's just not in English; it's in a symbol. So
Okay.
so
Did you put the symbol up?
the symbol is a spiral,
Okay.
and a spiral, when you Google it and you look it up, it'll say that it's an entrance to another place.
Oh, so like a portal, right?
Right, right,
Okay.
and that's what we went. Well, I know that's what we went through.
Okay.
So
Now, when you were in the forest and you went in, did you feel like the energy in the forest was like compressing on you? You ever see them scary movies where you know how it's like they walk in and the trees had no leaves and old trees? You know what I mean?
right.
Is that something like that when you walk in, or are they just regular trees? And
No, the
the energy, was
when
it
we went in
confining?
when we went in the first time, and we crossed the bridge and we went straight, there you could see a big opening, and that when we walked through it, right before we walked through it, I could feel like my legs started getting like if I was walking in water. I had a lot of
Okay.
resistance on my legs, that I had one of my members actually holding me from my back. And in the video, in the when we were in there, we didn't hear anything. But when you go back and watch the video, you could hear a loud noise as we were walking through, like if it was a barrier just of air going by, and then as you walk by it,
Hmm.
the sound just stops. And once you walk through it, that did come out on the audio. And then and I mean, that place is just, there's so much in it that it's just it's really hard to name everything that's in it. But
Right.
the third, because it's native land, it dates back 10,000 years when they were building the dam back in 1981. They dug up the dam and they found artifacts dating 10,000 years to the Payaya tribe that's there. And so it's all native land. So now,
Now,
go ahead.
what tribe was it? Do you
The,
know?
the
And did
Payaya
they?
the Payaya tribe.
I never heard. I'm gonna have to look that up, check it out. But when they were building that dam in '81, you said, did they uncover, besides artifacts, an Indian burial ground?
Well, they found artifacts, and then dating back 10,000 years, and there's I mean, San Antonio is all one giant burial ground, actually, because they build buildings on top of cemeteries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you can Google it, and it'll show you the plazas where they're actually built on top of native cemeteries.
Okay.
And then with all
Hmm.
the wars and everything that happened there, but that dated back to that. But what ended up coming out of this is, as I was doing the research every time we went, is that to this point now is, and like I said, the fifth time that we went, we when I found the place on satellite, we ended up going back, and within them 2 years, and I went to the same place where I was standing when I crossed over first, And what was waiting for me was this feather.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this feather was right in the same spot where I was at, and we went during the
Is that a
daytime.
turkey feather, or is that an eagle feather, hawk,
It's like
owl?
it's not a turkey feather. We would come down to it. It was an owl, maybe an owl feather.
Okay.
But when I picked it up, even right now, when I picked it up off the ground and I held it like this, I could feel it start to lift my hand up.
Okay. Yeah, I believe
And
that.
so yeah, so I kept it and I put it in my hat, in this hat right here, and I put it in my. Just so we went and did the continuing the investigation, and then when I was on a podcast not too long ago, they were trying to figure that out what that was. So one of the ladies who's a channeler, she after the show, maybe a couple of days, I was talking to her, and she channeled and went into the forest, and she started to tell me that there was a native walking with me. She could see a native walking with me, and he was holding a stick, but we were like really good friends. And as she was telling me, I started to Google uh, what tribes were in San Antonio. That's when it hit me to look that up, and I actually found a picture with a native that has those feathers in his
Oh
hair.
wow, that's sweet. Hey,
So
Amanda. Amanda has a question for you, bud. I was wondering what made you to continue to go back.
because we were constantly called. The first time we went, we came back. It cost me one member of my team. He was native and he had a vision, and he ended up actually leaving the group. So he told me the vision a month later, but we've always felt that it kept calling us back. And that was the first time, and
Right.
then the second time that we went back again, and every time we go there, we'll get another experience like that. We'll cross over into them because I can see them open. You'll
Right.
see paths that'll open up and then close. So you only have a short time to cross in through there before it closes up again.
Okay.
And so we came back after the second time, and maybe within a couple of months again, I feel that I need to go back again. And this was before the feather. And 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 then I told my son one time, I says, you know what? I don't know why this place calls us so much. And I says, but I know what happened. We did cross over somewhere because we could see it. You know,
Right.
we could actually see the wall. And I says, I don't think it's the forest that's calling us back. I think it's us calling us back. There's a part of us that stayed on the other side.
Right.
And so we went back, and that's when I googled and I found the opening, and then saw that spiral, which is kind of like it just kept adding and adding more to this adventure. Found the feather that was waiting for me, and then, like I said, my member, the one that was native, the vision that he was shown was is that the tribe that was there, the reason why we hear so many women crying, and is that the shaman that was a part of the tribe sacrificed the whole tribe in order to receive more power.
Oh wow.
Now, when you do that, the shaman becomes a skinwalker. In order
Hmm.
to become a skinwalker, you have to sacrifice a family member or someone that's close to you. Well, what better than your tribe? You know, I
Oh
mean,
wow.
the native that's walking with me that my friend channeled and saw that and saw that native walking with me is not my friend. He's part of my tribe, or I'm part of his tribe.
Okay, I
Because
understand completely. Yeah.
right, because we don't have buddies like me and you. We're buddies, but
Right.
in the native is different. It's blood. And then even if once you become part of the tribe, you're brothers now. You're literally brothers.
Right.
And when I found that picture, it had the feather in his hair. I had put this in my hat, so all I had to do was just kind of put on the little paint on and everything. And I would look just like take off my shirt, which I won't do on the podcast. But
I hope
um,
not. No, no, no. We
but
don't want to chase people away, brother.
right,
Just
and
joking.
but I would look just like them, you know. And
Uh huh.
so it just kept adding more and more. Then I come to find out that I am native because I know my great 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 grandmother is native. It's
Okay.
indigenous, and she does come from that south of Texas. So
From
there's a
that
connect.
tribe?
Well, I don't
From
know if
that
it's from
tribe?
that tribe because it's so hard to find out going that far back in my line. And
Okay.
but it's connected to there, so it could be. But that's why there's such a connection with the native indigenous people there and myself. So
Hmm.
this no longer became a ghost hunt anymore.
Right.
This became something else. Now it also showed us the there's a cryptid in there. Now we're getting into the cryptid side, which I didn't
Okay.
really believe in cryptids, Bigfoot and kind of that. But I think the last time I showed you the picture of the footprints,
Right.
and so now it's turning because there is other beings in there, and so now we start going into that realm. Started pulling into that, and then this last time that we went. Um, After gathering all this information and having other people help me with it also is that I felt like I had another purpose to go in there because there's something else for me other than the feather waiting for me. Except
Right.
this time I took equipment. I took the best equipment I could get my hands on. Took everything. I took every toy I could get, and then I took two other founders from two other teams, which was only six of us though altogether. And we went in there and we got some really good footage this time.
Did you?
We used the spirit box, which we just did. Everything's on my profile. Um, and 4 hours that we did that first investigation. The first one was three during the daytime. And then when we did the full one, it was 4 hours. We were using the spirit box, and I asked it because I already have a connection with two spirit guides,
Hmm.
and I asked them in there that if I was connected in my past to this forest, and they said yes.
Okay.
And then we were also known directed to before that hand that we found the shaman through channeling that was
Okay.
in there, and he was pointing to the east. So we had to go to a hut that's about maybe 2.5 miles in the forest. So we go
Hmm.
deep in there, and then uh, so we got there. It was about maybe 12:30 at night already, and we started to do the spirit box session. And so then it started. So then I asked it. It said that it wanted me to go into the forest, and it even before I even asked it, it said it said to go east. It said east, east, and you can hear it all in the video.
Right.
So everything that I already had to do was confirming it through the spirit box, but it wanted me to go in by myself.
Right.
And it's a
No,
really
no, that's not good, dude. No, 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 no,
now it's a really
no.
really
That,
really intense active place
hmm.
with a lot of different things in there. This is why people don't go in there. San
No.
Antonio has a lot of ghost hunters, and they will not go in that place.
Well, when I go to Texas, San Antonio, you're taking me, brother. No.
so so I was streaming live through my StreamYard at the time, off my iPad, and then I said, so, okay, so now everything's it's confirmed with what I already knew what I needed to do, and then um, it told me to go to the east. So I got my compass out and I started to walk into the forest alone.
Oh.
And I went into the forest. I left everybody back where they were at, and I started walking through there. And of course, I was live on my StreamYard, just like you see it here on mine. And then I kept walking east, and it was. Hey, Kimmy, what's going on, Kimmy? Um, she
Hi, Kimmy.
and yeah, Kimmy was there too. She was following in there, and so I kept walking east. It was really hard because there was stuff around me, shadow people, all this, all the good stuff. Of course, getting disorientated, getting dizzy,
Hmm.
everything trying to hold me back. But I kept pushing, and I kept using the compass because this is the first time that the compass worked because usually it doesn't work.
Right.
So I kept going. I think I walked in there maybe about a mile to a mile and a half, and then I came to an open field, and then I had to jump the fence. I jumped the fence, and then went into another part of a forest that looks like an island on satellite, which is neat because it's separate from the other forest.
Huh.
And I kept walking in there, which that forest looks different. It feels different. The energy is different. It's more intensified, but it don't feel the same for me anymore. Like I said, from the now every time we've gone, the last three times, especially this time, I really have a peace in there. I know that
Okay.
I know that the other people get attacked. Maybe like some people that were there got attacked that night, and but I don't get attacked anymore. I get punched a lot. I come out of there like a punching bag. You
Yeah.
know, you know what I mean?
Sorry, dude. I do too. I
Yeah, I'm
did.
like a punching bag, so I know what a punching bag feels like, but it happens every time. And because I slept all day yesterday, man, just trying to recover from that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, when you look where you couldn't find the spot, or let me rephrase that question. When you come to the wall, right before you jump into the forest, right?
Right.
Um, is it like Matrix, or remember the movie Alien?
Hmm.
The Predator. You remember Predator,
Right.
where it would like camouflage itself? Is
Right.
that how?
It looked just like that. Once when you go in, you don't see it, but when you
Okay.
try to come back, that's when you see it shimmering, like what the way Predator would look like.
Yeah.
Like you could
Yeah.
see him like that. It looked just like that. It was a wall, and we couldn't come back. And like I said, the last time, the girl, the that female, and one of my members was right there on the other side, and he told me later on that she was telling him, "Where did they go? I can't see them, or I can't hear them anymore." But we were when we came back, we were standing almost like maybe like 10 feet away from them, so they couldn't see us or hear us, but we could see and hear them,
Oh wow.
and you could see the shimmering wall like this in front. So at that time, I had to get on the ground and follow the wall and find a small opening in order to cross, so that we us three could cross back.
Oh wow. Okay. Now I saw on your Facebook page you put up a picture of a bone,
Yeah.
a feather, and what was the other thing that you got?
Well, like I said, I got my feather first.
Right.
This time I went back. I didn't know what I was going for, and even when I was going through there and walking through there, I said, "I'm going to keep on walking. I don't know what I'm looking. Either I'm going to walk until I find what I'm looking for, or it finds me,
Right.
which could be anything." And I ended up walking to the center of the other forest. And once I got to the center, I started to look around on the ground. Of course, it's pitch black. My batteries were dying. I had maybe like 5% left on my phone, and I looked down, and then I looked down and I saw this bone.
Sweet.
And then so I picked it up, and there was some other bones around, and but this was the one because I was being guided too by another friend of mine that he can connect really well, and he goes, that's what you came in here to get.
Right.
And I
What
picked it
kind of
up.
bone is it from? Where's it from? What animal?
I do not know that. I just got it. I don't know what bone it is, but when I picked it up like this, what I could imagine is a dagger on the end.
A what?
A dagger on the end.
Oh, so like a knife, huh?
Right. You know.
Okay.
So I took it and I put it in my pocket, and I said, well, I guess this is what I was saying. I said, well, I came all this way for a bone. Huh. I don't understand this. I mean, I went through a lot right now just to get to a bone. Okay. And said, so do I take it? He says, yes, take it. So I said, okay, so I'm going to take it. I wanted a feather, but I got a bone. And it was funny because when I stuck it in my pocket and then I was standing around looking around or trying to see, uh, I reached in my pocket again to pull out another little flashlight, and a dime and a penny fell out of my pocket, and I heard it hit the ground. And I
Huh.
said, "What was that?" I thought I had dropped something else out of my pocket, so I looked down on the ground, and it was a dime and a penny. So right now, what happened? What came to mind is, did I just make an offering? Because in the
Yeah.
natives, you trade. You know what I mean?
Right.
You trade.
Exactly.
So I just paid 11 cents for this. It may sound like 11 cents, but the principle of it is that I made a trade.
Right.
So I didn't take this, just take it. I actually paid for it.
Yeah,
Even
because actually what you're doing is that you're just keeping the energy flowing. You know what
right,
I mean? Now, if you would have picked that bone out and walked out, then that energy that where you were at would not be good anymore. It'd
right,
be stopped. And they
Right.
would be mad and come after you and go to your house and
Right.
all kinds of nightmares. And, you'd be running back here's a dime. But whenever I go to like a cemetery, if I go to some places that have woods, I bring tobacco with me.
Yeah.
Okay. And I spread out tobacco. I said, thank you for letting me come on this property. Here's
Yeah.
some tobacco for you. And it works. It really works.
Right. And I was gonna take some, but I forgot. I mean, I had so much stuff, trying to get there. But I did pay for the bone. So,
Uh huh.
and I put it in my pocket. So I had my bone in my pocket, and I started to come back. I felt like I accomplished what I came out to do here. And like I said, it went beyond a ghost hunt.
Right.
This has been beyond a ghost hunt. Even though
Right.
we do get the spirits and the apparitions and stuff like that, I didn't see any apparitions. They had their own experiences also.
Right. Okay.
I went there for I'm on a mission right now, to put it.
What is your mission? Tell my people what your
Well,
mission
my
is.
mission is to discover of how am I connected to this place? Because through my 40 years, I've been all over in Texas, but I've been to a lot of places, a lot of haunted. I mean, a lot of really active places. I've been possessed one time, so
Hmm.
I've experienced a lot of things, and but this was different. This started to go into my bloodline, and
Okay.
I've never been on an investigation that you stumble on that connects you to this place that
Hmm.
deep, And I don't know. I don't think I even heard of anybody of that happening to them. And on an investigation, you know what I mean? You go to an investigation to investigate, and then you find out that it was your great, 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 and you're connected to the bloodline, but it drew you here. You know,
Right.
that's what this place did. So like I said, so my mission is to find out who I am and how am I connected to this place, which I'm starting to understand it now after all of this. So I got my bone, came back. Uh, right the day before that, I actually we went to another location. It's called Comanche Lookout, and we were in the riverbed. It's a dried up riverbed, and I had this one called to me.
What bone?
It, it's a rock.
It's a rock.
It's a,
Okay.
it's a rock with a hole in it,
Okay.
and that's called a
That's
nag.
cool as hell.
It's called a nag stone,
Okay.
and it's got a spiritual presence too. It's for good luck, and you can what they do is they put a string through it, and when they're smaller, and they wear it around their neck. This one's bigger, so you would put this on the door to keep
Right.
spirits out. So this was my first one, and then after that, like I said, I got my bone. So now I just put them together. Now I got my feather, my bone, and my nag stone. But what it seems to now, what is happening is putting these together. This is something that a shaman would have.
Okay. Well, you got a good follower going on. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. Amanda.
Yeah,
She says it's a hagstone, and
yeah,
Debbie says, "Hey, Anthony.
yeah. Hey Debbie, hey Sarah, Squeaks.
Welcome to Into the Night with Shawn Kelly. I'm Kelly, retired paranormal investigator,
Yeah.
but I might just come back in, Tony. Anthony. I might just come back. You know what I mean?
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay. No, I'm a retired paranormal investigator. That's what I was
Yeah.
telling your friends, your peeps. And who knows? I got something coming up, so I don't know. Don't worry, you'll be like one of the first people to know. But please continue.
Yeah. So now what is starting to happen is what I'm starting to acquire is to me is a shaman, the tools of a shaman.
Okay.
So I don't know if I need one more or not. It's slowly this hasn't revealed to me yet what it is. I mean, what the purpose is. I've been told yet. I just got home yesterday, so I'm just still kind of
Now,
on.
do you think, and this is what I feel, that they're I hate to say word prepping, but they're showing you that putting you on the shamanic path in order for you to become a shaman.
Right. That's what I came up with this one because when I found the picture of the native that had the same feathers and he's supposed to be my friend, well, he's not my friend. Like I said, he's we're in the same tribe. and then I'm
Right.
connected to it down there. So now I'm starting to think is that I was hunting, or you could say the word hunting, the shaman, and now I'm
Okay.
starting to believe that I was that shaman.
That's good.
Not that I sacrificed now the tribe, but I am the shaman who was there, and they're showing me this because they was like, "Remember this? I want to show it to you." And this has a lot of power. Even right now that I get it,
Hmm.
it lifts me up. I mean, you can
Right.
feel it. I keep feeling like if I just let it go, it'll just stay there. So, and this is a part of that. And it was like the my friend she uh, she channeled and she's seen that. Okay, so this is number one, and then I go back to number two, and then I mean now, and then I find I'm giving, and these are called to you. It's like a crystal. You know, you choose your you don't choose your crystals. The
They come to
crystals,
you.
right? They come to you. This came to me out of all those thousands of rocks that were down there. I looked down and I seen it, and I said, "Oh, okay, well, look at that." And then I picked it up, and there it is. I knew what it was when I saw it
Right.
and what it means. So I picked it up. And then on this big adventure that when I went in there, that I had to see, I literally had to go out of my people or my groups and go off by myself, venture by myself into the wilderness,
Right.
and struggle to get there, and then to go there in the middle of the night. It's about 2 in the morning now, in pitch darkness in this haunted forest that nobody goes into, by myself
Hmm.
to get this.
That it's amazing how the spirit world, like, it's like you are going to go. You have no choice in the matter, but you have to go. And it's
Yeah.
happened to me. Amanda says,
Yeah.
she's telling me to tell you, yeah, you are missing two things.
Yeah.
They have them, and then it will all come to you.
So I need five. So I need a total of five, Amanda. I can see the chat.
Oh, you can? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, no, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I was gonna ask her. It was gonna because I'm reading them what they're saying. So yeah, so I need two more because I feel like I do feel like there's something else. There's something else still missing. It's just three of them now. Yeah, a total of five. So I
Um,
guess
all I know is that, and from what I've had you on before and what I'm listening to you now, is that you they really like you. They're not out to hurt you, brother. They really
no.
like you. And you're on a path now, dude, that you cannot come off that path.
Well,
You're
when I was
you're
walking back out with this in my pocket, I had a really peaceful. I have never experienced that in there yet. I mean, like I
right.
did that night, and
Hmm.
because I had a because everybody packed up the gear, and because they actually got in the live, so they were talking to me through the live, my
Right.
group, and when I was walking back out, I had a long way to go because I was still maybe what another mile and a half back to get to the place where I was at, and then maybe another 2.5 miles to walk back through the
Damn,
forest.
dude.
So I'm by myself now. It's like 2:33 in the morning now. So and uh, I could see because you could see the huts in there. Like I said before, they glow. The rocks will glow. Certain areas in there are like that. If you're that open to be able to see all that, and you see the shadow people during the day. If you know those are different shadow people. They're not the bad shadow people. They can be
Right.
if you come disrespectful
Well, of course. Absolutely.
into their land. And I believe that all of those people that I see in there, or that we all of us have seen, those are the natives that live there.
Right.
These are not the other ones. There is a couple of bad ones in there though. They're from some other thing. But as I was walking back and I was talking to the chat, I felt good. I felt like a little kid just walking to the ice cream truck. You know what I mean? And I was happy. I felt good. And I was telling her my life, you know what? I can see them all standing, all on the trees. I could see them all. It was pitch dark, but I could see them all lined up, kind of like when you see in the movies where you see the Roman movies or something. You got an army of thousands, and then there's one that they'll split. The army will split
Right.
and make a pathway for the one to come out. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was walking
Yeah.
out, and they all just split open, and they were all just walking, they're all just standing there watching me just walk out. They were like they were allowing me to walk out, and I
Right.
mean, it was awesome.
I'd like to share a story with you. It was about 7, 8 years ago. It was Christmas Eve, and I had to go get some cookies from my mom's friend. And so on the way back, I decided to stop at my dad's grave. Okay. And when I got up there, I wished him a Merry Christmas. And I looked up, and there was like 10, 12 spirits there looking at me and smiling at me. I just got my goosebumps there. And it was something. I always believe that if you treat the spirits with respect, dude, they're going to treat you back with respect. You know what I mean? But I do
Right.
have a question for you. Um, you said that you went to the forest during the daytime, correct?
Hmm.
Is there a big difference between daytime going through that forest than nighttime?
During the day, it's you'll still see shadow people. Uh, okay, well, there was one investigator that went there about maybe 3 weeks ago, and I saw him on YouTube. And he went just past the bridge because there's another entrance, and that is another entrance. I know of 4 to 5 entrances to the other side,
Okay.
and he went through one. He just doesn't know that he did, and he went actually to that one area where we did see the apparition of a lady the very first time, and that place has an entrance. It's the first entrance walking in, and walking down the you walk down the road into the forest, and then there's an entrance on the left, and then there's an entrance on the right. So it's like you can come out of a portal, walk across, and go into another portal. Like you walk, just going from one doorway to another doorway, like you do in your house.
Hmm.
And that's actually how it is. I could describe it like that. You can walk through your house and you got your kitchen, your living room, your den, whatever, and each room is different. Not like any other, any part. Each one is its own. That forest is like that. You can walk from one place to another, and each place has different beings and a whole nother experience. You may not come out
Okay.
of some of them because I know we've gotten stuck in some for a while, and you
Do you
will lose.
know? Do you know what just came to my mind? If you go back to that riverbed, look on the ground because I think you need to find an arrowhead. There's an
Well,
arrowhead.
oh man, I didn't. See, what I went. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. This. It just gets wild because I get more because the reason why we went to Lookout Comanche Lookout was because I was wanting my arrowhead,
Right.
and because at that place they had found like over 10,000 arrowheads, and among other stuff, and we went to that one place because I wanted to find an arrowhead,
Right.
and we went there, but I didn't find the arrowhead. I was given this one.
Oh, okay.
But now that you brought that up and you saw that, so now that is Amanda says I need two more, and I know that I have felt that I needed. There's something else is missing to complete this tool set.
It just came right out of left field. An arrowhead, dude.
Yeah, what you
That
got
that yeah.
you nailed it. So now I know that I do need that arrowhead because that's what I went to go find, but I didn't get it. I got the hag stone instead, but that's cool. So I need an arrowhead. So now there's no one more object that I need that I don't know what
Okay.
it is yet. So there's one more that I'm missing.
I hope that it comes to you. Hey, if you find an arrowhead, find me one too, brother, and send it to me, will
Oh,
you?
I'm gonna find one now because
Good, 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 good.
I got to
I don't
complete
know.
this tool set, and then when I complete it, I don't know what's gonna happen. Then we're gonna find out. Maybe I'll just end up leaving this place or something. I don't know.
Well, I think you're just strong there, dude. You're on a path of good things to come. Um, I feel nothing bad about the whole situation. For you to actually walk in, go that far deep into that forest without them really harming you and protecting you, you're in,
Yeah.
dude. That's
Yeah.
it. I mean, you're in.
On this last one of your Sarah Russell here in the chat,
Uh huh.
she actually said that there was a wolf that was protecting me,
That I see wolves around you, dude.
and So I was calling on the wolf there to go in with me,
Hmm.
and that's not the first time I've heard that already. But that night, that's what I felt that was around me going in, because I really did not feel. I mean, my team and the other team that was there, they ended up getting a lot of negative activity towards them.
Okay. Well, I would think because the the entities that are in that forest don't really know about, don't really have a good, I'm not saying relationship, I'm saying is that they really don't know these people, so
Right.
they have to put up that front, you know what I mean,
Right. Not,
scaring people.
the only one that did have the experience that I did was my son, who's my co-founder in my team, and he's the one that experienced things with me also through all these, because he's been with me on all of them,
Right.
and he's gone through his own journey, and he got actually what he went in to go get this time also. He won't
Right.
tell me what it is, because like he told me, it's between me and the forest. So, and so I'm not gonna bug him. You know what I mean? That's a lot. I said, as long as you got it and you can get your life straight now, because this does change your life. I
It
haven't even
does.
I haven't even started to every time we go, it does something else. And like I said, I understand it. I understand I gotta jump and jump and jump. And but this time here, I haven't even unpacked the goodies that I got from there. Like I said, today was the first day that I got out of bed, and
Yeah.
and and started unpacking. And this is the first time right now actually that I put these three together.
Awesome. Now,
So
may I make a suggestion to you?
yeah,
Take it with baby steps, dude. There's no rush in this. Take baby steps. Don't grab everything at one time and figure it out.
right. I can't. I mean, I need everybody. Like here in your chat, I know most of these people,
Yeah,
and then
I'm really happy, dude.
and
Thank
you
you, everybody.
and then
Thank you
by
for coming.
you confirming the arrowhead, that just blew me away, because that's what I actually went in to get before I
Okay.
got this one. So I know that I got the arrowhead coming, so I got to go. So that means another road trip. And well, actually, I'm moving there. Remember, I told you that I was going to be moving to San Antonio
Yeah.
at the end of this year, beginning of next year. So I don't know what's going to happen when I move down there, because you know where I'm going to be at. And it's just one of the places. It's like there's so many. We couldn't. We did like four of them. Um, but Debbie's saying there's a coin also. Well,
Yeah.
I left a coin. I left some coins, and so that's the experiences that I've been having. I mean, it's pretty cool because it all ties into it. Even from the 11 cents falling out of my pocket,
Hmm.
uh, maybe they pulled them out of my pocket. I don't know, because I didn't understand, but I understand now that when I go and I do receive something, that I need to give something back. You know, and
Right.
and
Exactly.
so it makes sense. And then, like I said, all that falls actually under the native laws, I would say. You
Yes.
know, um, but I'm just reading what you're saying. Oh, I need to sneeze.
Um, we're getting close to closing up, right? But if it's okay with you, I'm going to pull a card. Okay. I do reading. I don't
Yeah,
do tarot. I do the animal
yeah.
medicine cards.
Pull the
Okay.
pull the owl out.
I would die. I would be like, I'm going to go play the lottery tomorrow if that happened, huh? So I'm going to pull, I just cut them. And what did we come up with? The opossum. See it?
Yeah,
The possum. So, yeah. So, if, everybody who's listening tonight, please, go Google the possum as an animal totem, and it should tell you. I'm not really good at the definitions, but I know possums, they fake dead when they're being attacked. I don't know. But Tony, I want to thank you so much for coming on a short notice. Tony's friends, thank you for coming and listening to him, and welcome to my show. If you ever want to hear more shows coming up, just go to Facebook, go to the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page, and every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, my show comes on. I also have another show on Tuesday nights, but that's from 7 to
Yeah.
9. And I'm a co host with Jenny Nicasio, and it's called Chasing Prophecy.
Yeah.
Tony, thank you again. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Anthony. Thank you again,
No,
brother.
you call me Tony. You're the only one that I allowed to call me Tony.
Oh, I am.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're the only one in my life. I've never ever have liked that.
I
You're the only
appreciate
one
that, bro.
I've connected with Tony. I just
I
want to give a
appreciate.
quick shout out to Demonic. He was there with me.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Texas Dark Shadows, and I just give him a quick shout out. He did an awesome job. He was there and experienced a lot of these things with us.
Okay, cool. And and on that note, I'll probably hit you up about a couple of months and see how your progressing to shamanism works out. How's that?
I think that's where it's going, man. Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah, for the nice comment. Thank you. Um, so Anthony, I will probably call you or not call you, but send you a message later on tonight or tomorrow. Okay.
That's fine.
All right, brother. Thank you again.
Thank you for having
Thank
me
you.
on.
All right, brother. Well, that's the end of the show. It was a great one. I just like, since I'm proud that I know I can call him Tony. I'm the only one here that can call him Tony. That Tony, I just got some goosebumps, brother. You know what I mean when he said that. That was like pretty cool. I'm honored. But yes, thank you, Tony, for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, I am having next week's guest. Let me get his name here for you. Um, let's see where I'm at. Let me see. He just became my friend today. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Getting there. His name is Freighter Crow, and he's an occult, like ordained minister. So come on that next Tuesday night at 10 o'clock into the night, and please, everybody, all Tony's friends, if you can, please go and like Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page, and then you'll be able to see more shows. And before I close, I just want to say that parents, if you get a chance, give your children a hug and tell them that you love them. And children, please give your parents a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you don't have them, your parents aren't around or your children aren't around, find somebody to give you give them a hug and just tell them that you love them, because those three words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, happy hunting and see you next week. Thank you.